Sayer's older sister, Ashley, will testify. Ashley is no longer a member of the cult, and her evidence will be crucial in the prosecution's case against Wayne Bent. The state carefully questions her about the night she lay naked with 65-year-old Bent.
Did he go with you into the bedroom?
Yes.
Do you remember a little bit about what you might have said?
I was nervous.
Did you tell Michael you were nervous?
Yes.
Okay. And actually, why were you nervous?
Because I was scared.
Okay. When you were in Michael's bedroom, did he kiss you?
Yes.
Did he kiss you on the lips?
Yes.
Okay. Did he kiss you anywhere else?
Yes.
And I know it's difficult. Where did he kiss you?
On the breast.
Can you tell us what physical part of your body he put his hand on?
Over the heart.
And when he had his hand over your heart, was part of his hand touching your breast?
I don't remember.
Wayne Bent's defense attorney, Sarah Montoya, wants to prove that Bent didn't touch Ashley in a sexual manner. To help demonstrate her point, she's brought along a Barbie doll.
Now I want you to be very clear for the jury. When Wayne Bent touched you, did you touch any of the parts that are covered by this bikini on your body?
No.
Okay, are you sure?
Yes.
For former member Tim Bowman, the girl's powerful testimonies are moving. And he's not buying Bent's defense.
After being there this morning, I realized that it doesn't matter if he touched her on her private parts. This was sexual misconduct because she was traumatized by the experience. She didn't want to do it. She felt like she had to do it. And that's why I'm so angry with this man. And with the people who's in there following, they're giving their consent to this stuff. And I mean, he slept with, 7 to 8 women now? And we know that Akeisha's next.
It's the afternoon on the 3rd day of the trial. Both sides call their expert witnesses. The prosecution presents clinical psychologist Dr. Elizabeth Dinsmore, who offers her assessment of Lakeisha and Ashley.
I'm concerned that that these girls seem to have been possibly groomed by him in the way that a sexual predator grooms children.
But the defense has its own clinical psychologist, Dr. Ned Siegel.
As I understand it, this man had access to women in what would be this target range for years, multiple women, and as I understand it, there has been no overt, except for what we're discussing here today in court, sexual behavior. So, if he is a groomer, he is a really bad one.
Okay.
Both the experts and the jury know nothing of Wayne Bent's consummations with the women inside Strong City. They have no idea that 3 other young women, Esther, Danielle, and Seth's sister, Mariah, also lay naked with him in 2006, and then a year later lost their virginity to him.
Well, the truth of the matter is they're talking about him laying naked with these 2 girls, but it was never brought up that he's got like 7 wives, including my ex-wife. So, yes, they were groomed, every one of them, for what they've done.
It's the end of day 4. The presentation of evidence is nearly complete, but there's still one final looming testimony.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth under penalty of law?
Yes, sir.
You may proceed.
Would you please state your name for the record?
Wayne Bent.
At any time or at any point, did you apply any touch to any intimate, private parts of Ashley Sayer?
No, ma'am.
Now, are you very clear about that, given the encounter that you had with her that day?
Very certain.
And as to Alice, on the 31st day of July, 2006, did you apply any touch anywhere on her body that would be considered an intimate part of her body?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, nothing further.
It's a critical moment for the prosecution. They need to convince the jury that Bent is guilty of touching the girls inappropriately, and that he should have refused the girls' request to lie naked with him in the first place.
What is your name?
Wayne Bent.
Okay, do you go by any other name?
Michael Trevesser sometimes.
Okay, and are both of you here today?
It's okay.
Pardon?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Bent, or is that fine with you?
Mm-hmm.
On that night, were you dressed when Lakeisha was there?
When she came into the room,
Yes.
I was in bed. It was a hot summer night, and I just had my white undershorts on in the bed, and that's all I had on when she came.
Do you recall whether you allowed her to come into your bedroom?
Yes, I did allow her to come in.
You never told her you can't, not to come in my bedroom and get undressed?
I really stay away from telling people what to do. I'm not their director. I'm not their dictator. I'm not their controller. I've known Lakeisha since she was a baby. And I've always taught the children, follow your heart, do what God tells you. Don't follow me. And so coming against her like that would be impossible for me to do, because it would be against my fundamental religious beliefs for people to follow God according to their own conscience.
You didn't have a concern that a young girl wanting to come in your bedroom in the middle of the night and unclothe herself, there wasn't anything in your mind that went off and said, well, this is wrong?
Oh no, I didn't have any thought that it was wrong. My thought was that this could be troubling, and here I am.
Okay. Can you stand up and show the jury how you put your hand on her sternum?
Yes. In Lakeisha's case, it was straight up and down like this. If I put my hand on the sternum of somebody clothed, I'm not always so careful where I put my hand. But in her case, I was being exceptionally careful not to enter into any kind of sexuality with her.
Would Ashley have any reason, you heard her testimony, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And do you agree with it?
I think it's basically true.
Okay, so she said that you kissed her on the lips. Is that true?
I don't remember that, but it could be true.
Okay.
It's something I would do.
Okay. She also said that you kissed her on her breast here.
No, she, in an earlier interview, it was pointed out the clavicle area. I never touched any fleshy part of the breast.
After listening to their former leader under cross-examination, some ex-members start doubting the strength of the prosecution's case.
I thought there could have been better questions. But it is what it is. And tomorrow morning we do closing, and we'll just wait for the jury to make up their mind.